Well, hello everybody. It's December 10th, and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at the cabin here. We've had our first snow that stayed on the ground. Nothing much, just an inch or so. But everything's nice and white this morning anyway. See the smoke rising out of the chimney or not, but I've been out and started a fire in the cabin, and probably see the birds coming and going from the bird table there. I've just put out fresh feed for them. There's also a couple of squirrels that are quite anxious. There's a blue jay just comes zooming in if you got to look at him. Anyway, this little video, hopefully quite short, is just going to be showing you some of the Christmas preparations that are going on here in the village, and starting out with Christmas at the cabin. This is my next door neighbor's house. He does this every year. A lot of work. It's always beautiful and I enjoy it. I come to look at it every year, but I'm too lazy to do that much work. It's even Snoopy. And he's the aeroplane with the propeller turning. These are what they call icicle lights. Just another one of the houses in the subdivision where I live. I seem to be having a lot of luck with people returning home just as I'm taking these pictures. This is the second house where somebody drove in. If I can get a close-up or not, there's a nativity. Hand holding, so that's not good. At any rate, that is a nativity scene, whether you can tell or not. And over here, I guess, is a snowman. And this is the third annual lobster pot Christmas tree. It's been erected by the same lobster fisherman who used to have it in his front garden. This year it's in the parking lot of the local grocery store, small shopping center, drugstore, grocery store, agency, liquor store, that sort of thing. And glad to see it here. It makes it much more publicly available, I guess. He lives on a sort of a side road like I do, so not so many people would see it as they would here. Well, this is much larger than it looks. This is Mulholland Point Lighthouse. No longer a functioning navigational aid. Hasn't been since the 60s sometime when the International Bridge was built. But it's in the Roosevelt International Park, and for the last 2 years they've decorated it with lights at Christmas time. I'm not certain. Town council might have paid for the lights and the park puts them up, something like that. Somebody paid for them. I shouldn't say who. I'm not really 100% sure, but we're in that's the lights of Lubac, Maine across the border. And that's the International Bridge and Canada Customs down below here. Well, I drove down to the water's edge here, not too far from the light, to get a better look at it. Try to zoom in on it a little bit. See that place where there's a break in the lights? That's because that's where one of the windows is. And the red lights just go around the base of the tower. There's a large metal tower on top where the light would have been housed. Once again, looking at the lights of Lubac on the other side of the border. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little Christmas tour. I'm back at the cabin again, and I'm sure you can't see those very brightly. The cabin is completely off-grid, and my Christmas lights out here, the only Christmas lights that I have, are solar powered. It's not that late in the evening, but it's a cold night, and they only last for a few hours each night, and on a cold night they even don't last that much. The battery, I guess, whatever it is that the solar panel charges up during the daytime, doesn't last that long. But I can see them from up at the house, and they look very nice. And inside the cabin, light is provided by candles and a couple of battery-powered lamps. When I'm actually staying out in the cabin, I don't use the battery-powered lamps very much. I tend to use the candles more than anything else. I have a propane lamp and an oil lamp, but I've found that I like the candles better than anything. With those 3 candles lit, I can sit at the table and read. So, Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you very much for watching.